Hank Aaron, fade in, writer's point of view, subject of camera. A writer types the following words. Announcer voiceover. Hank Aaron died last Friday. His death brought forth a steady stream of highlights, respectful reflections, and revelations about his baseball career. But one revelation was missing. We waited in vain to see a simple declarative sentence with just 10 words. Hank Aaron is Major League Baseball's all-time home run leader. Those words, whose truth is irrefutable due to his non-cheating record of 755 home runs, were neither spoken nor seen in print. Talk about ignoring the elephant in the room. Pause to take in the full meaning of this. Not one official baseball organization had the moxie to declare who the leader was. Not Major League Baseball, not on their website, nor on their network channel. Not ESPN, not on their website, nor on their network channel. Not the Elias Sports Bureau either, despite their online blare of trumpets. The Elias Sports Bureau is the official statistician of Major League Baseball. Oh, toss in the Associated Press, who referred to Aaron sheepishly as the long-time home run leader, implying that Aaron only held the record from April 8, 1974, when he passed Babe Ruth's total of 714 home runs, until 2007, when Barry Bonds surpassed Aaron with the aid of performance-enhancing substances. Baseball continues to publish the records of players who cheated. Name another sport in which cheaters' records are retained. Is Ben Johnson's 9.79 in the 100 meters in Seoul in 1988 in any Olympic record book? No. Is Lance Armstrong lionized for any of his 7 Tour de France titles? No. Only baseball sells us the legitimacy of a meaningless set of records. See Barry Bonds' leading total in home runs, and the records of Roger Clemens, Mark McGwire, etc. on the MLB website and baseball-reference.com. It's baseball's big lie. Mind you, not as big as that other big lie of 2021, but in some respects both lies are the same. It takes many people who know better to lack the courage to say otherwise. It takes many people saying the same wrong thing and saying it often to keep the lie going. Publishing false records. Fade out. Baseball cards. Fade in. Smithtown, New York, June 1966. A group of boys are sitting on the front steps of a suburban home, shuffling through stacks of baseball cards. Several are dressed in polo shirts with horizontal stripes or t-shirts. Some wear shorts, others brown corduroys or blue jeans. One rides up on his royal blue bike, with a banana seat and Hollywood handlebars and blue streamers hanging from the handles. He gets off, puts down the kickstand, takes some cards out of his pocket and yells, "Anyone want a battle?" "I don't know. I lost some good cards yesterday," one boy says. "Who'd you lose?" "Eddie Matthews and Harmon Killebrew," he answers, shaking his head. "Really? How?" "Jimmy had a 67 Mantle." "Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't want to do that again. Let's play colors instead with some other cards." "Wait, can any card beat Mantle in a battle?" Announcer's voiceover. "We didn't see the best players on television much. Sometimes on channels 9 and 11 in New York. We saw them at the ballpark even less. But in some ways the cards were better. We didn't care for flipping the cards, or scaling them, or sacrificing them in the spokes of our wheels, even though that made a cool humming sound. No, we loved the math. We knew the 9 columns of data on the back. Games, at-bats, runs, hits, doubles, triples, home runs, runs batted in, and batting average. We battled the cards. It worked like this. I turn over a card, and you turn over one. If your player had higher numbers in most of those 9 categories, you took my card. This was a high-stakes game, since our best cards were Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, Frank Robinson, Eddie Matthews, Harmon Killebrew, and Willie McCovey. I figured someone must have cared a lot to put all that math on there. The baseball cards showed how the math worked. If a guy had more homers than another guy, we figured he was a better home run hitter. The key thought in our mental development was that more than meant better than. Cut to front porch, Smithtown. Nobody can out-battle Mantle. Wait, I know someone. Nah, who? Mays. Really? Announcer voiceover. The math directed what we thought. More than that, the math controlled what we thought. It happened one spring. It was 1966. Willie Mays hit 52 home runs in 1965, and Mickey Mantle hit 19. Mays pulled ahead of Mickey. On that 66 Mays card, the one with the green stripe where he's making a basket catch, he had 505 home runs. Mantle had 473 on his. When we battled him, Mays won all 9 statistics. It was over. Mays was better than Mantle, my favorite player. There was nothing else to say. What were we going to do, throw out the math? We rooted, but rooting didn't cancel the math. The numbers were objective. Mays was better, fair and square. My older brother Carl's favorite player was Mays. He could have rubbed it in, but he didn't. The argument was over. It had to be. I couldn't say Mantle is a Yankee and Mays isn't, or Mickey's on Channel 11 and you never see Mays. It was decided. It wasn't up to us to say so. The math said so, and we followed the math. By the time Hank Aaron caught up to Mays, we had moved on from our baseball cards. We didn't know then that Mays still might be better. What we did know was that the answers were in the numbers. Besides current players such as Robinson, Matthews, Killebrew, McCovey, Roberto Clemente, Mays, Mantle, and Aaron, past players found their way in our stacks too. Retired players like Warren Spahn and Robin Roberts, Duke Snyder and Gil Hodges, Whitey Ford and Early Wynn. We didn't see them play, but somehow we had the cards and saw the numbers, and they came alive, as if they still played. No one said, I didn't see them, so I can't say how good they were. We weren't entitled to hold such a ridiculous opinion. We recognized the stupidity of that sort of reasoning even then. Even now, such reasoning seems so narcissistic. I didn't see it, so it didn't count. It was not a process of reasoning that any of us embraced. We didn't see Warren Spahn either, but we saw 363 wins next to his name and said, that guy's great. No other pitcher had that many wins on his card. We didn't think he was great. Win 363 games and you are great, and he has remained great. Part 3, Babe Ruth canceled. Cut 2, baseball's broken math. The logic of that baseball card math is gone. Broken. 8 of the players who hit 500 or more home runs in the steroid era are proven to have cheated, or suspected of cheating. We know by virtue of a not-to-be-believed surge in their statistics or a not-to-be-believed change in their physiques, or both. So many of the players now credited as leaders are imposters. I'm talking about leaders in home runs and runs batted in, wins and earned run average, walks and slugging average. In Major League Baseball and the other organizations and websites that keep statistics, and all those who are supposed to communicate the facts, announce, print, and include on their websites all the false numbers, so they don't care. We knew the columns and columns of data from the cards. We didn't know the periodic table of elements, but we had seen the table hanging on walls in our science classrooms. The elements reveal the essential structure of the universe, the essence of all things. Thinking back, we regarded baseball cards in a similar way. As with that table before us on the wall, the baseball numbers served up an understandable order of things. If you ignored the numbers, you lost the evidence and lost the order. The occasion of Hank Aaron's death was a test of those numbers, a litmus test for truth-telling. When he died, they didn't tell the truth about his standing as a home run hitter. You can't show video of him passing Ruth to become first all-time on April 8, 1974, and then report his death as if he landed in second place in the 47 years since. It doesn't bode well that baseball failed such a simple test. What other test of truthfulness can they pass? None. Miss that test and you'll miss the rest, going backwards in time and forward. What other test? That's the thing about falsehoods. Once someone uses one and repeats it over and over, you must ask yourself, what else will they say? They could say anything. And they do. Like what? They'll probably say that Sammy Sosa is the only player to hit 60 home runs 3 times. And people do. During an August 2021 broadcast, Yankee announcer Michael K. said that Sosa held the record for home runs in 1 month with 20. Sure, he hit 20 in August during the 1998 season in his race with Mark McGwire for Roger Maris's home run record, when he did enough juice to be sponsored by Tropicana. He cheated. K didn't hesitate. He just stated Sosa's record without context. It reminded me of an incident during Sosa's penultimate season in Baltimore in 2005. The Orioles were playing at Yankee Stadium. In the broadcast booth, Jim Cott remarked that Sosa was once very thin. Both Michael K. and Ken Singleton knew what he was saying, but neither said a word. Here was a chance to make a comment about Sosa's cheating. Instead, we got a pregnant pause. It was yet another of those examples of media whimpery that keeps alive the big lie. Neither could acknowledge that Sosa's fame was a house of cards. It was long past the summer of the phony home run chase, but nonetheless they gave Slammin' Sammy a free pass. What else? You might say that only 2 players, Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds, hit 70 home runs in a season. And they do. Listen to any Major League Baseball network show, such as their morning highlight show, Quick Pitch. There you find the steroid-aided record stated without hesitation alongside all the legitimate records. They say Barry Bonds is the only 7-time most valuable player. They don't hesitate in mentioning his record number of walks in a season. They repeat the absurd statement that David Ortiz, Big Papi, the cuddly avuncular leader of the Red Sox, owns Boston's record for home runs in a season. No, he doesn't. Jimmy Fox holds Boston's non-cheating record with 50 in 1938. You might also speak of Boston's 2004 and 2007 World Series victories without hesitation. But you commit the fallacy of suppressed evidence if you leave out how those titles were aided and abetted mightily by not one but two cheating members of the 500 Home Run Club, Ortiz and Manny Ramirez. That gives Boston a dubious distinction as the only team with two disgraced 500 Home Run Club members. That's just an appetizer. What else? How much time do you have? Make time.